vlog number 2 with Abigail Scott, which is me. I am your host. I am here today with a very special guest, guest number 2, who is not only my brother, but he is also an uncle, a father, a son, an engineer, a life coach, and a new title that he just got last year, which is what this vlog is all about, is he is an Ironman.
Yes.
Woo! All right, guys, so every week what I want to do on this blog and vlog is I want to create content that is educational, empowers you, and creates a community. So today's vlog is all about 3 lessons from an Ironman, which is why we've got my brother here today.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right, so let's dive right in. We're going to go into lesson number 1. So talk to us about your first lesson from doing this Ironman experience.
Okay, so lesson number 1 is making sure that you have a really well thought out and strong purpose. You can kind of tie it back to a strong why. You know, I mean, I've read a couple books and I know the name Simon Sinek. I think some folks might know that name, but start with a strong why. Make sure that you have a really solid internal feeling or, kind of purpose in place of why you're setting out on this journey.
Yeah.
And make sure that it's something that you can rely on when you're kind of having some tough times and some challenges, to be able to reach back and grab that and move forward with a smile.
So would it be okay? Could you share your why for why you started this Ironman experience and completed your first one with everybody here today?
Yeah, I've had probably since I was 38 years old, transition in my life professionally. Mm-hmm. The idea of kind of working in a job or working with a company, not necessarily for the right reason. So let's say one reason, like chasing money. Yeah. As an example, and not finding long-term fulfillment with that.
Yeah.
So, approaching my 40th birthday, I wanted to try to get to my peak performance, kind of physically, mentally, spiritually.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer that you can't give your best to the world around you or the universe until you're at your best.
Totally.
A lot of people think of that as kind of being selfish, but I was tired of tolerating not doing the things and reaching the potential that I knew I could reach. Yeah. So before I kind of got out of my 40th year, I wanted to focus on mental, spiritual, and physical. Yeah. And completing an Ironman triathlon was something that I thought would get me to as close to peak physical condition, but also kind of on the back end, a lot of mental and spiritual as I could. And I had a lot of great people that I had met in my life or that I was currently working with who had done things like this, who just couldn't say enough about how much it stretched themselves and expanded their life. Yeah. So I was excited to do it.
I love it. Now, did you use any type of resources other than this community to help you, specifically when it comes to the mental and spiritual part? How did you reach your capacity with that, and what tools did you use?
Yeah, so really before my 38th birthday, I was introduced to, like positive speakers, motivational speakers. Yeah. I never, I knew about like Zig Ziglar or folks like that, but I had never really spent any time on that or reading books that were kind of focused on self-betterment. And that was kind of the start of it. So started to journal, started to talk about in the morning, write down positive affirmations. Love it. Get your thoughts down on paper. I was always, I'm always thinking these things and thinking about all the stuff I'm going to do, but I had never harnessed the power of actually putting things down on paper. Yeah. So that was the start of it, and being consistent with that, becoming a better listener, better communicator with my wife. That's kind of where this whole thing really started, was putting together the best relationship I could with my wife. Yeah. And operating as the best possible team we could operate at, instead of always kind of trying to like juggle and figure out how we can get what we want. It was kind of more how I can get what I want first. Yeah. Nikki has always been much better at that. And then once I get what I want, other people around me can get what they want. And that would always, that's held me back forever. I unfortunately only realized that until like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of, it was, it's all really basic
it.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's no rocket science here. Everything's been around for a long, long time. It was just finally telling myself enough's enough, and it's time to actually do all the things I know I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And I think you make a good point. So it's okay to be selfish. And whether you want to just take 5 minutes a day, maybe you only have 2 minutes every day, but take that time for you and do whatever you need to do, because ultimately it's not just going to make you a stronger person, but it's also going to make you a better husband or wife, a better employee.
Yeah.
It will come out in other ways, to your point, which it's worth it. It's so worth it.
Once you start putting out that energy and kind of showing the example, it's amazing how many other people you will meet very quickly who are doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Then how many people around you will start to see what's happening with you from an energy standpoint, just a positive energy standpoint. And things will change quickly.
Yeah, I love it. So one quick thing before we move to lesson number 2, do you have a favorite positive affirmation that you'd like to share with everybody?
I try to keep them basic. So I am capable of achieving my goals today.
All right, let's all say it. 1, 2, 3. I am capable of achieving my goals today.
And it's funny, it's always an I am. I've tried this before in the past, and it's maybe, I will not, blah blah blah. It's
keep it positive.
Always keep the daily. The daily affirmations could simply be, I will get 8 hours of sleep tonight. It could be something so simple.
Don't overcomplicate it.
No,
make it achievable,
yes.
So you can get there.
Make it a SMART goal.
Totally.
Just keep it super simple, specific, time bound.
Measurable.
Action measurable.
Specific, measurable.
Action items.
Relevant and timely.
Yeah.
You got it.
Keep your affirmations super simple, concise. Yeah. So.
I love it. Awesome. Yeah. All right. So let's move into lesson number 2. So what is your lesson number 2 from going through this experience, which was, keep me honest here, 10 months, right? 10 months until race day.
Yeah. So it's almost, I guess you can kind of say plan, prepare, perform.
Got it.
Okay. But the idea of, have a roadmap set in front of you that is well thought out, that you put down on paper. I like to use SMART goals. I mean, if you Google a SMART goal, you can download SMART goal worksheets.
Yeah,
you can link to it. But it's they've been around, I don't know, for forever.
Yeah.
But the idea of really being consistent as well. I think if any advice I got from anyone who had completed an Ironman triathlon or something similar to it, they simply said, Hugh, you just simply need to be consistent. You might not hit the amount of time you're supposed to run, bike, or swim today, but as long as you do something and you're consistently doing the work that's laid out in front of you, you'll be okay. Whatever you do, don't stop.
Totally.
And that was great advice. That was great advice. So I always tried to hit all the metrics I was supposed to hit for that particular day or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I knew that as long as I made some kind of daily progress, just kind of that 1% per day, let compound interest take care of the rest. Yeah.
So again, what resources did you use as you were preparing for race day?
So at the highest level, a basic coach at the local YMCA to learn how to swim.
Yeah.
I knew how to swim, but I didn't know how to swim 2.4 miles at one time.
Yeah.
So ask people for help. Again, every morning, simple 5-minute journal. Additional journaling for thoughts, the daily stoic, simple things I could do every day. You bought me a book.
Correct.
Fast Track Triathlete, by Matt Dixon. So you can find hundreds, if not thousands, of books about how to prepare for a triathlon of any distance. This one was great. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
And I did what Matt Dixon told me I was supposed to do, and I didn't, There's no need to question anything about doing an Ironman triathlon because I've never done one.
Yeah.
So kind of take your ego and throw it out the door because you might think you know how to do something better than someone who's done this before, but you don't.
Yeah.
So take your ego, chuck it out, and use your ego to come into play when you're telling yourself you don't have time to swim today. Then let your ego come in.
Totally.
And give you a good kick in the buns so you can get your equipment on and get to work.
Between that and also going back to the purpose, right? That's what's going to keep you going.
That's right.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so number 3, what is the third lesson from this Ironman experience that you'd like to share with everybody?
So the third lesson is, at the end of the day, you've got it right. Motivation, willpower. Some people call it grit.
Yeah.
Different people have different ways of getting all the. Maybe there's I really like Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
So any bike workout where I did not want to go in the basement, and ride my bike, I would put on Rocky 4, and I would take on my own personal Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
And I would have the best bike workouts when Rocky 4 was on. But you've got to have some accountability metrics in place.
So accountability.
That you got to be able to hold yourself accountable when everyone's asleep, or when it's 4:30 in the morning, or when someone told you something you didn't like, or whatever it may be, something with work pops up.
Yeah.
You've got to have something in place where you're not able to walk by the mirror at night before you go to bed and consciously say, I'm not going to do what I know I'm supposed to do today.
Yeah.
You got to have something in place where you actually get the work done when it's the most hardest.
Got it.
When your body hurts, when you feel sick,
Yeah.
when you run out of your thing that goes into your water, and mentally you think, I don't have that supplement today. I can't do my workout. No, you got to have something in place that gets you across the goal line for that day.
So what helped keep you accountable throughout your entire 10-month training period?
So I would utilize social media. So I would do daily posts to my personal Instagram account where I post my workouts.
Okay.
And that became something like a religion that I had. Like, I could not go to bed until that was done.
Got it.
And then every week I would do daily, just short video posts.
Okay.
Not live, I would record them. And if I didn't like it, I'd record it again, so you don't have to put any pressure on yourself. And I would post that on my Facebook account, my personal Facebook account.
Yeah.
And a lot of people I knew were very supportive and trying to do all these different things that they were trying to do in their life that they were telling themselves they couldn't do for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So we all helped each other. And then I met a lot of people from across the globe who were interested in the same things I was interested in, and we'd all help each other. So,
cool.
Building a quality community.
Yeah.
It was great. My wife helped me stay accountable.
Yeah.
Different friends helped me stay accountable. But at the end of the day, though, you have to have something that you have to do on a daily basis, and you are not allowed to let yourself off the hook.
So if people watching and listening want to follow you on Instagram and Facebook, how do they do that?
So Instagram, it's Take a Shot at the Title.
Yeah.
So you got a picture of Rocky Balboa.
There we go.
From Rocky 4. And then my personal Facebook page is, I think it's just Hugh C. Scott the 4th. Or Hugh C. Scott 4.
Yeah. So we'll link to both of those. The interesting thing right now, guys, is Scotty and his wife are actually now training for a half Ironman. So this will be Scotty's second, and this is his wife's first, and they're going through that together. So you all can watch the journey as they're going through that. When is race day?
Yeah, so race day is May 31st in Connecticut. Yeah. So last year we did a full Ironman in Lake Placid, New York.
Yeah.
My wife loved the environment. I mean, you were there with Matt.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
The
environment was amazing. So now Nikki we're going after a half Ironman. She's doing great. We're now into week 5 of training. And part of me is hopeful that she has a really epic experience, and that she may then want to take on the full Ironman. So it's a really great spiritual journey.
Cool.
I can't say enough positive things about it.
I love it. So let's recap for everybody. So 3 lessons. So 1 is purpose.
Have a strong why.
2 is plan.
Plan, prepare, perform.
And then 3 is accountability.
Yes, have something in place on your darkest days, when you don't feel well, when your body's killing you, when you don't have enough time. The excuses will come.
Correct.
And every day you'll have a new one.
You got it.
But you've got to have something in place where you are not allowed to let yourself off the hook.
You got it. I love it. Awesome. Cool. Anything else you want to share with anybody watching or listening today?
I hope no one out there feels, I'm 41. So I'm not saying 41's old. I'm just saying a lot of people that are 41 that I have found don't think they're able to do this because their knees or, there's always some reason why.
Yeah.
Age is not a limitation. And number 2, I'm a 200 plus weight athlete. So I'm considered a Clydesdale athlete.
Right.
So if you're a bigger person, please don't think that is a reason why you shouldn't be doing something like this if you want to do it, whether it be a walk a mile, run a 5K, a 10K, a 15K, a half marathon. If there's something you want to do, start small, think big, and make it scalable.
Totally.
And just take your time. There's no reason to rush, and really enjoy the process. It's really rewarding. And, don't let those two things get in your way.
Yeah, I love that. Start small. I mean, I will say both of us, like, we've always grown up being athletes. There were times where we just learned how to run a mile, right? And then you add another mile, and then you just got to keep working at it. And eventually, you become an Ironman, and then you start to do those. But you just got to start. Take action, believe in yourself, and have that purpose plan and that accountability. And you all can get to your dreams. So that's great advice. I love it.
Good stuff.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching today. We will put links to all the resources we talked about in the show notes. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll link out to Scotty's social media pages so you guys can follow along and share he and his wife's journey to Connecticut and their half Ironman coming the end of May.
That's it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Okay.